Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natasha. I am planted in platinum. You can find me over on TikTok and Instagram for more planty content. In today's video, we're going to be doing plant updates from the shelves behind me and the floor plants. So I thought that would be something fun to do. There's lots going on. I'll probably just show you them all, honestly. We'll see how it goes. But if this is something you're into, grab your coffee, get cozy, and let's get right into it. Okay, first up we have this Dorayaki silver. I repotted this into tree fern, pond, and perlite because it was in the coco coir mix and it wasn't doing so hot. So, still doesn't look the greatest, honestly. That's the only leaf we have left. It was a big, beautiful plant, but things happened, and I don't see any roots either, so this is one that I might have to pull out and check on. If you guys have a Dorayaki silver, let me know all the tips and tricks, please. I've heard that these ones don't like as much water as your typical Anthurium, but I'm not too sure. I haven't been giving this one a whole bunch of water, so maybe that's false information. I don't know. In the corner, we have my Alocasia Bisma. This is a plant that I really, really love. I've had this plant for a couple years now, I think. I just got it from my local garden center as a baby. And it was a big, beautiful plant at one point, and then it just kind of went downhill after I repotted it. Some of the leaves are yellowing because it flowered like a million times. Got a little pup on the side here that I can divide. Oh, it's actually got two leaves and one on the way. There's one here as well. So I want to repot this. Oh, and there's a little sprout there too at the bottom. You see that? Cute. Anyways, I want to repot this and start it over because I really want to get my big, beautiful Alocasia Bisma back. One day. This is my Luxurians crossed with Crystal Meg, one of my two Luxurians as the parent hybrids. She's so pretty. I just took her out of my tent. I figured her root system was big enough to come out of the tent. So she's just been chilling out here. She hasn't pushed a leaf yet, but she does have one on the way, and it looks like a bloom as well, if you can see there. There's a bloom coming out of the petiole, and there's a new leaf coming out of a caterpillar. So, oh, she's so big and she looks so good on camera. I like this one specifically because of that blue sheen that you see. I think that that is so pretty. And one of these days I want to do a back cross with my Crystal Meg and see what happens because my Crystal Meg likes to bloom lots, so that'd be fun. But she's doing really good and I'm excited to see how she does in her transition. This is my Monstera Albo, one of my three. I do have three of them. You will see all of them actually in this video because they're all in the same area. But look at how beautiful this one is. This one is my favorite. That's her newest leaf and I think it's just so beautiful. She's got like really pretty solid variegation as well, which is cool. And I like that there's not a whole bunch of it because then it would brown quick. I love this leaf right here. I think this is one of my favorites. I really love that minty tone. I think it's so nice. So good. And she's filling up her pole pretty good with roots as well. So I'm pretty stoked. There's even roots in the reservoir. I'm gonna have to extend her pole soon, I think. But yeah, I am just swooning over her. She is just beautiful. Like what the heck? That is like insane variegation. Wow. This is my poor Dark Phoenix crossed with Luxurians. It has definitely seen better days. I don't know what the heck. I think it's got some sort of fungal thing going on. I did spray it with Physan 20, so I'm hoping that's what it was. But this is the newest leaf. It's so pretty. And this is literally one of my favorite plants. It's so pillowy and pebbly, and the texture is just insane. But like it yellows so hard. I do not know why it does that. Does anybody have any guesses? Please let your girl know. She's so beautiful though. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. But I want to get her growing nicely again. I'm worried about her. She has roots in her pot as well, if you can see them in there. So I don't think it's a root thing. I think she's just, maybe I'm not watering her consistently enough or I'm over watering her. I have no idea at this point, you guys. No idea. Sorry if my voice is weird. I'm sick right now, of course. Anthurium Dark Phoenix crossed with Luxurians. And this is another one I took out of my tent as well. I should have probably left it in until she was better, but I just took her out. I thought maybe that was something to do with it. Maybe she's getting too much humidity. I don't know. Oh, no. I just dumped the reservoir, but this is my Moodeanum hybrid crossed with Crystallinum. You guys have, or it's crossed with maybe Crystallinum. You guys have seen this one recently. It was in my last favorites video. Her leaf is hardening off slowly. Like a week ago, these ears, if you want to call them ears, were straight back. And it literally was just like a thin strip of leaf. And I was like, what is she doing? And she's starting to come back into herself again. She's looking a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. That was so awkward. I was like, girl, are you getting too much light? Like, what's the deal? But no, I don't know. She's just putting out a really cool leaf, and I'm excited to see what that looks like when it hardens off. Like, what the heck? Previous leaf, new leaf. That's insane. And her flower is dying, so I'm just going to take that off. But she's definitely one that I've been keeping my eye on every single day because she's so cool. This is my Philodendron Domesticum Variegated, which is another one that I showed recently in a philodendron collection tour. She's just chilling, living in the back, living her best little life. I love the variegation on this. I think it's so beautiful, but it's doing something now. So those half moon leaves are pretty, but then it's got like full moons and like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going all variegated or if I'm going to have to chop it back or what, but we're just going to enjoy her while she looks so beautiful like this. This is my Monstera Devans tie or Aurea. So I am obsessed with this. It is literally the cutest thing ever. I kind of really like that the leaves are not getting huge. They're staying pretty small. So that's cool. I think it's probably because I just have it on this little stick. I need to put a bigger bamboo stake in there, but I'm not mad about it. I don't have room for another huge Monstera. Well, I'm sure I could find room, but I really like her small like that. Isn't that just beautiful? But one of her leaves is browning here. So I think what I'm gonna do is take her out of no drainage and maybe move her to drainage and add some silica. I'm not too sure yet, honestly. I have a lot of repotting to do, so. This one's pretty low on the priority list as well, so I don't think that we'll get to it anytime soon, but soon-ish. When I first heard about Aurea variegation, I wasn't too keen on it. I was like, oh, I really prefer Albo variegation, but it's actually growing on me. I really like having pops of yellow in my collection. I think it just adds so much character. It's so pretty, and these Monstera aerial roots are insane. I just keep putting them back into the pot and hoping they stay in there. But yeah, we are going to move along. This is my Monstera Devans tie or Aurea. So cool. This is one of the RVDPs that I am growing for my friend. We are going to hybridize with them. And look how beautiful the new leaf is. Oh my goodness. You can see that it has a little bit of red venation in the veins, and I think that's so pretty. And like the older leaves have the red sinus, which is really pretty. These are the leaves that we got them with, the older leaves, and the newest one is obviously this one. So yeah, it's pretty dark. I'm excited to see what color it hardens off to. And the back of the leaf is also really pretty. Let's see if I can show you. So good. Oh my goodness. I'm very curious to see how this hardens off. So this is another one that I have been keeping an eye on. I potted her in this vessel probably a couple months ago now, and she's already got roots to the bottom. She's filling her pot out quite nicely. So I bet she's gonna start pushing flowers again. She did have a flower when I first got her. And yeah, actually she is. I can see it in the petiole of the plant. See? So that's exciting. Oh my goodness. RVDP. This is my Alocasia Bambino Variegated. I just took this out of my tent when I cleaned it, so not yesterday, but the day before. And I want to see how she does in ambient. Her newest leaf is coming in right there. She is starting to lose a lot of her variegation. I mean, she has like specks of variegation on her new leaf, which you probably won't be able to see. But yeah, she doesn't really have too much variegation anymore. So I'm really hoping that the higher light will be better for her out here, because I really want to see those pretty variegated leaves again. She's such a queen. I really like Alocasia Bambino just for the fact of the backs of the leaves are purple, and I think that's so pretty. And then the variegation comes through on the back as well. Whoops, right there. So I think that's really, really cool as well. But we repotted her about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago into this vessel, and she seems to be loving life. We did harvest a bunch of corms from her. A couple I've sold off, and I have the rest growing. I just want to wait until they all have variegation to sell them off. But yeah, I'm really loving how big she's getting, and I really hope she does well with her transition into ambient. You guys, this is a plant that badly needs a repot. This is my dark Forgetii I crossed with dark Phoenix, or the other way around. I cannot remember at the moment, but this is one of her older leaves. You can see she really wants a repot because she's yellowing. This one here is still pretty. I mean, it's starting to yellow a bit at the bottom, but wow, such a beautiful plant. And she's got a bloom as well. And she's got a new leaf. So I'm hoping that this one doesn't come out super damaged. If I can show you properly, right here. Look how beautiful that emergent is. It's like a purpley red color, like a maroony purple. So gorgeous. Oh, I just love that so much. I can't wait to see how big that leaf gets. This is the new leaf on my Magnificum hybrid, and it is so big, you guys. Oh my goodness. I love this plant so much. It's so beautiful. I got this probably 2 years ago now off my local Facebook group, and she just been growing like crazy. That's her older leaf right there. She's just so beautiful. She's getting really big. She's got a little tiny bloom there, you can see. And she needs to get out of this no drainage vessel, but she doesn't seem to really mind. She's doing awesome. I love that venation on her. I think it's so beautiful, and she's so dark. She's just gorgeous. This is another one that I just moved out of my tent a couple days ago when I did my tent clean out. So this is a Fort Sherman Ralphinum crossed with a Fort Sherman. And this one was done by Ghost Dad, and it's beautiful. But this is one that's in the cocoa mix, and I need to get it out. But wow, she's just gorgeous. And she's got a bloom as well. You can see right there. So she is maturing, but she wants out of this pot. She's definitely had better days. I feel so bad, but that's okay. We'll get her looking really good again. She's so dark, and I just love her sinus and venation. Like, that is something else. This is the other RVDP that I'm growing. I have a cutting of the first RVDP that I showed you that is looking so gorgeous. I showed you guys already, but I'm really glad that I got a cutting from that plant. I do like this plant a lot, but it doesn't have like the red sinus or the red venation that we look for in an RVDP, but it's still just beautiful. I think I'm going to self this and see if I can get any babies that have any red venation and go from there. But regardless, she's still absolutely gorgeous and dark, and those spidery veins, like what the heck? Just a stunner. And the back of her leaf is beautifully red, which I think is also really pretty. And then these are the leaves that she came with. She's going to dye them off soon, but yeah, I'm gonna leave them on, let this leaf harden off, and take it from there. This is my Doc Block F2. It's just been on the struggle bus lately since I transitioned it out of my tent like a long time ago, so I'm not sure if I want to put this one back into my tent or not. But her new leaf is looking so good. So we'll see how this one hardens off, because they always look really good and then they harden off and then they just start yellowing. So I don't know. I did recently repot her into tree fern, pon, and perlite. She has definitely filled up her pot with roots, as you can see in there. So I'm thinking she likes her new mix, which is positive, but we're just waiting on a nice leaf. But wow, I did cut her up too when I repotted her, so I do have some cuttings of her in my tent in case, but I think she'll be fine. I just need to figure out what she likes. So this is another one. If you guys have a Doc Block F2, can you please let me know your care tips? This is my Alocasia Dragon's Breath. I repotted her, and between repots, I always like to water root my alocasias out a bit and pull off the dead roots before repotting her, but she's looking like she's ready to get potted up. So that is positive. She's got a bloom, which I'm gonna chop off. I know a lot of people say not to chop them off because it ruins their cycle, but I always experience yellowing leaves with mine, so I just chop them off. But everybody has their different ways of growing alocasias. But she's looking so good. I was hoping she wouldn't drop her leaves while she was in water, but she hasn't. She's still got her beautiful, skinny, long leaves, which I just love so much. This is one of the most incredible alocasias, in my opinion, that you can get. Like, wow, those ears are insane. I just love them so much. This leaf is kind of interesting. It's kind of got like a little waist there. But yeah, so this is one that I want to grow big and beautiful. So hopefully she only blooms this time for me and doesn't grow 10 more blooms after I chop this one off. This is my Monstera Burle Marx Flame. It has grown like a weed since I've gotten it. Oh my goodness. It's filled the pot up with roots. It needs a repot actually, and a stake. I don't want to put this one on a pole, but I do want to put it on a stake. So hopefully her next leaf will have the lobster claw, but that's her newest leaf. And it's so big. It's beautiful. I really like the leaf shape of the juvenile Burle Marx Flame. I think it's really cool. It's like teardrop shaped and long and slender, which is pretty interesting. Like, look at that one. It almost looks like the dragon's breath. So cool. But this was one I had on my wish list for a really long time, and I managed to get a small plant at a really good price. So yeah, this is her. She's grown up and she is doing so good. This is another one you guys have seen recently. This is my variegated Burle Marx, and she's also looking good. I still haven't chopped those green leaves off of her yet, but I'll get to it. She is living her best life on a pole, so I can keep her contained. But just another one that I really like to have in my jungle just for that pop of color. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about her for long because I just showed her in my philodendron video. But one last look. She is so pretty. This is my Anthurium Papillilaminum Voldemort crossed with Woo One from Woohoo Tropicals. And this one's living in ambient. She's got a bloom right there. And yeah, her newest leaf is this one here, this dark one. And she's really starting to look cute. Like, look at those ears. They're so adorable. So I'm hoping as she grows, her ears get more pronounced, but we shall see. She's doing pretty good being an ambient too. I was actually worried about her, but any Papi, in my opinion, is a vigorous grower. So I really think that she will do not too bad at all with her transition. She's been out here for a couple months now, so I think the worst of it is over. She pushed this beautiful leaf, so I don't really see any damage on there. Maybe a little bit at the top of the ear, but yeah, she's doing really, really good. I had her closer to my light and she was bleaching a bit, so I moved her back and I got this beautiful dark leaf. So I'm really excited for her. I can't wait until she gives me some babies. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her yet, but we'll figure it out. And she has got roots coming out of the bottom of her pot. So yeah, she's filled her pot out nicely with roots, and I'm really excited to keep growing this and show you guys more updates. The back of the leaf is also really pretty. It has that red, which I love, in a pap. I think it's beautiful. But I'm going to pop her back on her shelf and we'll see her again soon. Okay, this is my blue pap that I purchased as a baby from my friend a long time ago. I just recently repotted her into, sorry, her tray has water in it, into tree fern, pond, and perlite, probably like 3 weeks ago now, something like that. And yeah, she did not like that. Look, so we have a yellowing leaf here, and we have a dead bloom, or is this, no, this is a leaf, and we have a dead emergent. So I'm gonna pull that out, take some sheaths off, and check to see if we can see any roots. Oh, I do see roots. Okay, maybe she's just taking a beating because it's getting a little bit chillier and she is by the window. So she's gonna use this leaf for energy. for her new growth. And she also has a bloom, sorry, right there. So many of my anthuriums are blooming right now. I'm so excited to make some babies. And I bought these little plastic petiole support systems for my plants that just go crazy. I just got them off of Amazon. I'll link them below for you guys if you'd like to check them out, but they're great for alocasias too, and they come in all different sizes. They're a bit expensive, but it's worth it in my opinion. But this is her nicest leaf. I'm really excited for her to give me some babies. Like I said, I kind of want to cross this one with the Lux, just for the shape of the leaf. So we'll see what I do. This leaf's pretty too. Really pretty. So yeah, this is my blue Pap. I thought she would do better with her repot because she's a pretty vigorous grower, but she just did not want to be repotted at all. This here is one of our channel favorites. This is my Portillae hybrid, which I think is crossed with Pap. She's got a beautiful red sinus, some venation that is red also, bleeding into her veins. The back of her leaf is beautiful. Look at that. And here is her other leaf as well. She is looking so good. I literally just repotted her as well. I put her into pon and a tower pot. She's got new roots growing already, as you can see in there. And I actually have a couple extra pieces of her if anyone's interested. I'm in Canada. I did take some chunk cuttings when I repotted her. And she's got the most beautiful orange bloom. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. This is one that I want to cross with RVDP because of the venation. So we'll see. And she's actually got another bloom right there. So she's just going off. She's actually always grown super fast for me. And she's literally one of my favorites. I adore her so, so much. This is my Epipremnum Neon, Neon Joy. I don't know which one it is, but it's a neon variety. And it just gave me that beautiful leaf. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. She's on this lazy moss pole. I want to grow her up and then take the top cut and repot her and then just sell the cuttings of the bottom and get her off of this pole. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I'm very excited that she gave me this leaf because she has not really grown very well for me since I've gotten her. So it's nice to see her pushing some new growth. This is my Tazula Ace of Spades Dark Form crossed with Self or Waroqueanum, which is the Queen Anthurium. She is in desperate need of a repot. So she's definitely high on the list. I just ordered some tree fern, so I'll be getting to that very soon. But she's starting to yellow off her older leaves, which are still gorgeous, but definitely starting to yellow them off. And look at her new leaf though, you guys. Like, that is insane. The coloring of that leaf is just incredible. She's got like the red crystallinum border around her, which is really pretty. I don't know where that comes from. And the red sinus, and the leaf is so dark, and the veins are like yellow. Like, what the heck? This one is so incredibly beautiful, and I'm so excited to repot this plant. Sorry, I just hit the microphone with the leaf like 10 times. I hope that that didn't cause too much chaos when I go to edit. This is my Esqueleto after her repot. Look at that leaf. Wow. That is insanely big. I am swooning over this plant. She seems to be happy. She pushed out, which one? This one here, which was a little bit smaller than the previous one, but that's okay because I did just repot her. And she's working on another one, which I'm not going to be able to show you guys. But she does have one right here. So I'm curious to see how big that one is going to get. I did have to give her a pole extension, so I did chop her up and repot her. And her water reservoir is full, so sorry about that, about the view. But she's doing extremely well. She's taken her repot like a champ. And she's actually one of my most easygoing plants. She just lives on my shelf behind me and gets light from the Barinas, and she loves it. This here is another one of my Monstera Albo. So this was a half moon Albo. Got that half moon and this half moon here, and then she gave me this green leaf and then another green leaf, so I chopped her back and now she's pushing a leaf here. So I'm excited to see if this is variegated or not. I can't tell from looking at it until it unfurls, but I'm excited to find out. So This is Monstera Albo number 2, and she does need a repot. She's got roots coming out of the bottom. This is why I love clear pots. I'm so excited for Houseplant Essentials to restock their big clear pots so I can get some before she goes on vacation. I have so much repotting to do, but I should count and see how many big pots I need. That's probably something that's urgent. This is my Begonia Dindhui. It's got one leaf in a bloom. I just chopped this thing up and did a whole bunch of leaf cuttings and left it in the moss to regrow. So not much to really talk about here. But she's cute still. Look at that. Dindhui is such a beautiful begonia. I really like the colors on it. So yeah, I'm hoping that she turns into the big, beautiful plant that she once was, because she was massive. But it was time to propagate because she was growing wild. This is my Amydrium green. Look at her. Her newest leaf is this one here, which is so beautiful, so shiny. This is the plant that got me into tropical houseplants, and when I was able to purchase this, I was so happy. She needs a pole extension. She's growing past her pole, and we have a stick trying to latch on. There's roots coming out of it, and there's nothing for it to latch onto, so that's something that I'm probably gonna have to do right away here. She's kind of growing crazy in every direction, but that's okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to extend her pole and give her some love. I am stoked. This plant is so gorgeous. Like, this is my dream Monstera. This is my dream Amydrium medium green. It's just gorgeous. And I can't wait to see how even bigger the leaves get when I do a pole extension on her. Wow. All right, this plant is big and crazy. So we've got an inflow right here that is ready to be pollinated. So hard for you guys to see, and my hand's busy, so I can't hide my face. Sorry. But anyways, this is her. She's so beautiful. She's a Papi that originated from North Shore Tropicals. I think Lauren imported her, and she's got a really wide sinus. So wow, like, look at that. I'm really excited to make some hybrids with this one. I want to replicate that sinus on some different plants. I'm so obsessed with this plant. It's just gorgeous. This would actually make a really pretty cross with my Carla crossed with BVEP that's in my tent. Oh my goodness. I think I might have to try that. But she's really dark and she's got that blue tone as well. And her venation is just so cool. I love this plant so much. And she's got a new leaf coming, which you can see there. And yeah, she needs a flush though. She's got lots of roots and a reservoir. So I should flush her. Maybe I'll leave her to the side so I can do that actually after this video. But I did want to bring her down to show you guys. That leaf is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is my Regale that I beheaded. She is living her best life. I need to find a better reservoir for her, and she is also going to get a flush after this. But she regrew and she's got some damage on the leaf. So I'm gonna, I don't know if I want to chop this leaf off again or not. I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave it and see how the leaf hardens off. But she's so gorgeous. Oh, I always struggle with Regales and I always end up beheading them. But they always grow back really nicely, and then one day they just go downhill again for me. So I'm not too sure, but this one's living in ambient. It's doing pretty good. I transitioned it out of my tent a while ago now. So we shall see how she does. Anthurium Regale. I have this Begonia Dreigei on my windowsill. The last video I featured her in, she was living in my Aurea cabinet. And I decided to just put her on my windowsill because she wasn't fitting in my cabinet anymore, and she did drop a lot of leaves. But she's also growing a lot of new ones, and she's blooming still. So I think that she struggled a little bit, but she's doing pretty good. She does have a lot of dead leaves that need to come off, though, so I should pick those off. Maybe I'll leave her down too and clean my windowsill off. I kind of want to take some propagations of her as well, so we'll see if I end up doing that. But she's so pretty, and I thought she was a Dreigei Malmo, but somebody messaged me on Instagram. They think she might be a Dreigei Malmo hybrid, I believe. So I'm not too sure exactly what she is. I'm not well versed on the Dreigei varieties, but they're so pretty, and I just love it when I can get a begonia to bloom for me. Very cool. And then you guys just recently also saw my Halo Micans, but I wanted to show her one more time. If you didn't see my philodendron collection video, this is one of my favorite philodendrons. I think it's so incredible. Excuse my nails, I need to paint them. But she is just beautiful, and she's just trailing off of my shelf. I kind of want to take a cutting and grow her up a pole as well, but not yet, because I've chopped this plant before and it reverted on me, so I'm going to let her grow probably all the way to the bottom of my shelf before I cut her, because I just love the look of her trailing. She's so beautiful. Next up is a plant that I have not shown on my channel for a long time, actually. This is my Anthurium King of Spades. Look at her. I love her so much. She kind of got a little bit deformed when she grew this leaf, but that's okay because she had just went through a repot. So I repotted her, and this is her other leaf. So pretty, like so round, and that red sinus. Oh my goodness, and those veins. I love King of Spades. It's one of my favorite anthuriums. So I'm really excited to one day make some hybrids with this. She's filling out her pot very nicely with roots. Sorry, that's my charm. Keeps making all the noise. It's pretty though. But yeah, so that is my King of Spades, and our goal with her is to get some new leaves going and eventually collect some pollen off her to make some hybrids. What would you guys cross this with? I want to hear your thoughts below, please. This is my Crystal Meg. She just grew this beautiful leaf. Her leaf was red, no joke. Like the emergent was so red, it was just gorgeous. I purchased this a long time ago. I don't even remember from where, but I've always just really, really liked this plant specifically. I think it's so beautiful. This one needs a repot as well. It's got a lot of roots in there. You can see that big juicy pink one. I think it's so cool when anthuriums have pink roots. It's really pretty. And look at the back of her. She's like that peachy pink, which is so gorgeous. I think she might be in the cocoa coir mix though, so we're gonna have to get her out of there. But I just chopped off a huge inflow. I did not want to pollinate it because it would have been like probably like 400 berries. But I should have collected the pollen because I do want to pollinate some of my plants with her, but I'll do that next time. She does flower quite often for me, but we're gonna check out her beautiful silver venation. Oh, I wonder how big this leaf is gonna get. It's already so big and it hasn't even hardened off yet. It's still floppy, but so pretty. And this is another one that I just moved out of my tent, probably a couple weeks ago now, into my ambient conditions in my plant room. This is my Besseae crossed with luxurians, Besseae Aff crossed with luxurians, and it's so dark. Oh, I just love this plant so much. The emergents are so beautiful too. I'll show you guys next time she pushes a leaf. You guys know I love my Lux hybrids. She is nothing short of amazing. I'm so excited for her. And she seems to be taking her transition not too bad as well, even though it's quite recent. She is doing good. Besseae Aff crossed with luxurians. This is my Anthurium Pendens, and yes, we have a pretty charm on her as well. I like to put charms on my plants that dangle off my shelf. I think it's a nice touch. And she is just growing like a weed. Look at her go. So I got this one from Charmaine probably a year ago or a little bit over a year ago, and she's just exploded with growth. Oh my goodness, look at her. I'm so happy. I can't wait until, actually, you know what? I probably could repot her very soon, but I can't wait to repot her and see how big her leaves get. But she does have a lot of roots in her pot, so I should probably do that soonish. But I always love the pendant anthuriums. I think that they're so nice, and it's just nice to have something like this to put on your shelf to trail over your shelf. I think it looks so pretty. Anthurium Pendens. This is my third Monstera Albo, and when the new leaf was unfurling, it looked like it was just gonna be white, and I was like, no. But you guys, look. We definitely have green on there. It's so beautiful though. Like, what the heck? Oh my goodness. I think that's just gorgeous. But the stem is very, very white. So this plant makes me nervous. I think it's gonna go all white on me one day, but if it doesn't and it's just highly variegated, I will definitely take that. So I want to get her out of this pot and put her into drainage and feed her some silica right away because she's going to need it so she doesn't brown off. But she's so pretty. I'm so proud of her. Another one of my Lux hybrids. This is my NSE Red Crystallinum crossed with Luxurians, and that's her newest leaf. What is that? It's so pretty. This one's so comparable to my Carla Blackie crossed with Luxurians. They're so red. I just love them. And look at the back of the leaf. Look at that red venation. That's insane. And she's got her first bloom. Oh my God. I have been waiting for that since I've gotten her a couple years ago. She's just gorgeous. I love her. She hardens off to this super dark green. Here's an older leaf. This one's kind of on its way out, but she really liked it when I repotted her into tree fern fiber and pon with perlite. She's just rooting out in there really nicely for me, and she pushed her flowers, so I think she just wanted to switch substrates. And she's got a cute little mushroom. She is literally one of my faves, always has been, and she knows it. She knows it. And you guys, I bought a highly variegated Alocasia macrorrhiza variegated, Albo variegated, from my friend Kate a little while back, and she was not doing well, but she's finally starting to give me really nicely variegated leaves. I was getting a lot of white, but that is so pretty. I think she's finally getting situated and wanting to grow nicely for me. So I very much appreciate that. Thank you, girly. Like, that leaf is so beautiful. Look at that. This plant has been kind of hard for me. I find it likes really high light and it doesn't like a super big amount of water, but I think that's also because she's very highly variegated. Like, you can see the top of this ear is kind of melting. So yeah, I'm just kind of playing it by ear and seeing what she likes. But I love her. Alocasia macrorrhiza variegata. You guys, my red crystal crossed with pink lemonade has a new leaf, and it's so sparkly. I wish I could show you the sparkles. It's literally so gorgeous. There's no way you're gonna be able to see her sparkles, but you can appreciate that leaf with me. Isn't that pretty? I am obsessed. That is her older leaf. This was her most recent one, previous to the emergent. And this is her oldest leaf. So I'm very excited. She's looking happy. She's in tree fern, pon, and perlite as well. She has got roots coming down to the bottom to the Lecker Reservoir. So I think she's happy on my shelf, and she looks so pretty up there with her beautiful emergent. This is another philodendron that I did just show in my philodendron collection tour. This is my Summer Glory. Look at her new leaf. So pretty. And my friend, she just brought over 3 more Summer Glories for me. So I have one in like every room in my house, and that pink emergent leaf just adds such a pop of color into the room. I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Another quick philodendron is my philodendron bicolor, which I also did just show you guys. It's got the pretty abaxial. The red midrib is so beautiful. But yeah, she's a slow grower for me, but she just hangs out in the corner of my shelf and does her thing. She's working on a new leaf, which is really exciting. Hard to see. Right there. So yeah, I'm just waiting for her to push a new leaf, and I want to see how big it gets. This is a pretty one. I got this one from Cafeteria and Greens. This is my Libicea Electric Pink, and this is her newest leaf. It's so gorgeous. I am obsessed. She is pretty rooted in this cocoa coir mix, and she seems to not really mind it at all. I can't wait to see how big she gets. She's just like a little cluster of beautiful electric pink leaves. This is one of my Forgetii. This one is almost dark, but not quite. You can see that silver venation that it has. But I think it's really pretty and round and unique. I really like it a lot. So my guess, it was a dark Forgetii crossed with a Forgetii, but I could be wrong with that. So I do want to make some hybrids with her because I love Forgetii hybrids. I think they're so beautiful. So I just potted her into pon. She has roots coming down the side of her, and I hope she starts to grow beautifully. I had 2 cuttings of her, but I let one of them go, and I kept this beautiful one. So we shall see how this Forgetii does again. And the last plant on that shelf that I wanted to show you guys is my Dorayaki crossed with Clarinervium from Plantino Nurse. So good. She has a full reservoir too. But this is her newest leaf here, which is perfect. Like, that is so pretty. Apparently this cross was not supposed to be done. Like, it's unheard of, or it hasn't been made before. So it's really cool to own one, I think. I think it's beautiful, and it has a lot of beautiful characteristics from both plants. So yeah, she's doing really well. She's a very fast grower. She's got an inflow as well, right here. So I'm excited to make some hybrids with her. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'll figure it out. But she is so gorgeous. All right, you guys, that is it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching my plant room shelf and floor updates. I thought there was some really pretty new leaves, and I really wanted to show you them. My anthuriums are getting big. You guys are gonna take over. What do I do? Send help. But anyways, if you like this video, please consider hitting that like button down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know which leaf is your favorite and how your plant room is doing as well. I would love to hear. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the bell, YouTube will notify you anytime that I post and upload. It was so nice to show you guys all of the beautiful leaves, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.